Namaste yogis, Katie here with a slow flow yoga and Reiki class for you. Tonight's class is going to be a chill pill class. We're going to be incorporating some calming and cooling practices into our flow. We are in the middle of summer, so although we do want to flow and keep moving our bodies, it's good to balance that out with some practices to cool us down as well. We're only going to need 2 props tonight. We're going to need a blanket and a cushion or a bolster. And we're going to meet down on our back to begin. So take your legs out in front. Before you come down, take a big breath in. Lift up your back. Grow really tall through your spine. And with your exhale, ground your feet down and slowly roll your back down 1 vertebrae at a time. Once the back is down, bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees splay open for Baddha Konasana on the back. Take a big breath in. And exhale, release through the mouth. Inhale again, this time pursing the lips. Close the mouth, exhale through the nose. Your next breath, bring one hand across your heart and the other hand across your belly. Allow your eyes to close. Begin to make your breath slower and deeper. Taking a few cleansing breaths to clear the mind. Release any distractions, whether those are external or internal. Begin to connect with your body, feeling it move as you breathe in. And feeling it release as you breathe out. With your next breath in, purse your lips again and breathe in through your open mouth. Close the mouth, exhale through the nose. Once more, in through the mouth. Exhale through the nose. And with your next breath in, feel free to set an intention that would serve your yoga practice tonight. And once your intention is set, take a big breath in. Bring your arms over your head. Reaching back with your fingertips, and with your exhale, bring the arms back down by the sides. Bring the knees together, plant the feet down. Keeping the feet hip-width apart, press down each one of your toes. And press your shoulders down, letting the back arc up. And with your next inhale, scoop your hips up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, release your breath slowly and slowly dip your hips back down. We'll do a few more bridges, lifting and lowering, moving with the breath. Inhale, lift your hips up. Press them towards the sky. Slowly exhale, dip them down. Releasing your muscles. And inhale, activating the back body, scooping up the hips, bridge pose. And exhale, Release them down. One more inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Take a breath in here. And exhale, drop the knees over to the side. Inhale, lift them back up. Exhale over to the opposite side, moving them back and forth. Still moving with the breath. And once more, and the next time your knees move back up through center, pause here. Lift your feet up and begin to move your knees slowly in towards your chest. We'll take the hands on top of the knees, and as you take your next breath in, press the knees towards the wall in front of you. And exhale, draw the knees in, compressing the belly. And inhale, press them away. Continue to move with your own breath flowing through Apanasana. And one more round. Pause with the knees and release your hands down. Inhale, begin to straighten out your legs and extend your feet up towards the ceiling for waterfall pose. If you find the backs of the legs are tight, feel free to point and flex your feet. Feel free to roll your ankles. You might get a little snap, crackle, pop. And then hold, activating your bandhas here, pulling in Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, taking one more breath. And exhale, knees back towards the chest. This time you can wrap your arms around your legs. And we'll make our way up to seated. Feel free to rock up and down on the back if that feels okay, or roll to one side. And then come up. Once you're up, legs come out to the side, plant the hands down. Come into tabletop position, preparing for an altered version of cat and cow. We're going to take the right leg and bring it through center, and take the left leg behind the right, like we're crossing our legs. You might feel a stretch in that right hip, that's okay. Take a breath in and scoop the chest forward and drop the belly, lift your gaze. And exhale, round your back, look towards your belly button. Moving through cat and cow with crossed legs. One last round on this side. Beautiful. Uncross your legs. Feel free to move your hips back and forth before moving to the other side. This time, we'll take the left leg through center, right leg crosses behind. Find a comfortable place here. And then take your wrists underneath your shoulders, spread your fingers nice and wide before inhaling for cow pose and exhaling for cat. Last round. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale and cross your legs. Bring your knees nice and wide and bring your toes together. Take an inhale. Breathe out, sink your hips down towards your heels. Move your arms out in front, finding child's pose. Take a few Shikali breaths, inhaling through pursed lips, closing the mouth and exhaling through the nose. Inhale, come up. Bring your knees about hip width apart. We're going to walk the hands forward towards the front and then sink your heart down, finding puppy pose. Take a few breaths, breathing into your heart center and your shoulders. Inhale, lift up your head. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, and we're going to find plank pose from here. Stepping back, stacking shoulders, activating your core. Take a few breaths here. And with your next exhale, bring your knees back down. We're going to move through a supported chaturanga to get to the belly. Take an exhale, hover your chest forward, and then begin to bend your elbows, hugging them in towards your ribs. And bring your chest all the way down to the floor, bringing the belly down. And inhale, bring your elbows underneath your shoulders for Sphinx Pose, pulling your heart forward. Very nice job. Move your elbows off to the side, lower your forehead. And with your next inhale, expand your right arm out to the side, bring your right cheek down. Bring your left hand and plant it next to your chest. And as you breathe out, begin to roll your body towards your right shoulder. And as that shoulder opens up, if you want to add a quad stretch, bend your left knee, hug in the foot towards the glute, and then reach behind with the left hand and pull that foot in closer. Take a few breaths. And release your bind. Roll back down to your belly. This time, left cheek comes down, left arm expands out to the side. And with your exhale, roll towards that left shoulder. Maybe reach behind for a quad stretch. Take another inhale. And exhale, release. Roll back to your belly. Take your hands, plant them next to your ribs, And plant the tops of your feet down. Take a breath in and lift your head and your chest, finding Cobra Pose. Inhale here, maybe come up a little bit further if that feels good. Roll your shoulders back here, bring your heart forward. And as you take your next breath out, lower yourself down to your mat as slowly as you can. Very good. Inhale, press up, hands and knees. Exhale, find child's pose. We're taking more child's poses than normal today. Balancing out our flow with some calming, cooling, resting poses like this one. Begin to roll your forehead back and forth. And then you can bring your head to stillness, center of the forehead resting down. Take a breath in. Let it go. And inhale, pull your body up, finding tabletop again. And then bring your hands forward a couple of inches to prepare for downward dog. Tuck the toes, lift the knees up, press your hips back, and feel free to move your feet, moving the heels up and down or dropping down one heel and then the other to prepare your body for this pose. Take 3 breaths here. Inhaling through pursed lips and exhaling. We're inhaling like we're breathing in through a straw. And that cools down the mouth and it cools down the breath. And adds a little bit of coolness to what is otherwise a pretty heating practice. Take another breath in. Come up onto your toes, bend your knees, and then make your way up to the front of your mat. Taking little steps. Feet are going to come hip width apart, and then inhale, hands on your shins, halfway lift up your body. With your exhale, place and bend in your knees, tilt your hips forward, relax your head down, find a forward fold. The back will be in flexion, it'll be rounded here, that's okay. Feel free to bend your knees a little bit more if that helps you get into your hamstrings a little bit deeper. With your next breath in, begin to slowly roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time, moving as slowly and as mindfully as you can. And meet me in Tadasana. Palms are facing forward, the spine is the longest it can be. Shoulder blades are slightly rolled together, lower belly's tucked in, take a breath in. Another inhale and exhale. And keeping that lower belly tucked in, breathe in and lift up your arms, and then begin to lift your heart up towards the ceiling. Begin to come forward. Chest is forward. Take an exhale. Relax your hands, pulling them all the way down to heart center and Anjali Mudra. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up. And this time moving through prayer, this time moving as slowly as we can to come back to forward fold. Hinge from your hips, bend your knees, and come all the way down. Bring your hands in front of your feet. Inhale up to your fingertips. With your exhale, bend your knees and plant your hands. And then step back with your left foot, finding a lunge. Bring your back knee down, bringing the top part of the knee down, not the kneecap itself. And then begin to lift up your torso. Bring your hands to your right knee. Shift your hips forward. Roll your shoulders back. Feeling that stretch in the left hip and quad. Take an inhale. If you feel stable here, lift up your arms, activating the muscles in the legs, finding Anjaneyasana. One more breath in. Exhale, hands come down to frame the right foot. Lift up your back knee and step back to plank pose. Bring your knees down, untuck your toes, and with your exhale, bend your elbows, hover your chest forward, come all the way down to your belly. Hands slide back to the ribs. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, press up to hands and knees. Hands come forward, tuck your toes, press back, downward dog. Take 3 more breaths here. And then inhale up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Make your way up to the front of the mat. And then inhale to halfway lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly rolling up. Finding Tadasana. Inhaling, arms up over the head, lifting up the chest. Coming forward, exhaling, hands down to heart center. And inhale, reaching up. Exhale, slowly folding down through prayer. Forward fold. Bring the hands in front. Lift up onto your fingertips. Breath in. Bend your knees and plant your hands. This time, step back with the right leg for a lunge and lower the right knee down. Toes untuck. Activate your leg muscles and then bring your hands to your left knee. Scoop your hips forward. Inhale, lift up your arms. Relax the shoulders down, palms facing each other. Another breath here. And exhale, hands come down to plant. Lift up your back knees, step back, plank pose. Knees come down. Bring your chest forward. Exhale, lower down through supported chaturanga, coming to the belly. Inhale, find your Cobra Pose. And this time, feel free to lower down first, or you can tuck your toes, activate your core to lift your knees up and slowly press your hips back for a downward dog. Inhale here. And exhale, lower your knees down. Bring your hips down to your heels. If that is uncomfortable for your knees, feel free to bring the legs out in front. We'll take an inhale and lift up the arms. Move your gaze up between the hands and then take an exhale. Draw your hands down to your third eye. Down to your heart. Taking a few breaths, finding a few moments of peace. And then you can release your hands down to your mat. Bring your legs out to the side and then find a Sukhasana, cross-legged pose. Find a space where your back is happy and then draw up through the crown of your head. Relax your shoulders down. Take an inhale, lift your arms up. With your exhale, we're going to bend both elbows, bring your forearms out in front of you, bring the right elbow on top of the left, and then see if you can flip that left hand around so that your palms can touch together. If that's not comfortable, feel free not to flip your palm and just keep your elbows stacked, whichever works for you. But wherever you're at, I invite you to play with lifting up your hands and seeing if you can find a nice stretch for your shoulders. Not going too deep or too fast. Just finding a place that feels nice and balanced. Inhale here. Exhale, release. Bring your arms back down. Rest your hands on your lap and just let your shoulders relax for a few breaths. Inhale, lift your arms back up. And forearms come out in front with elbows bent. This time, left elbow comes on top of right. Lift up your hands for Tadasana arms. Send deep breaths into your upper back and shoulders. Inhaling prana into your upper back and shoulders. And exhale, releasing tension from these places in your body. Inhale here. Exhale, drop your hands. Take a moment to notice how you're feeling. As you take your next exhale, you can gently drop your right ear down towards your right shoulder. Slowly and gently lift your head back upright. And release the left ear down towards the left shoulder. Take a breath in and mindfully lift your head back up through center. Take a moment to roll your shoulders back. And then roll them forward. Taking a moment to pause and then open your legs out wide in front of you. We're going to move into wide-legged forward fold from here. So if you feel like your legs are a little bit too wide, if you're feeling a really deep, almost uncomfortable stretch here, please feel free to bring your feet closer together. We're going to take an inhale and extend the spine. Then take an exhale, begin to walk your hands forward. Feel free to bend your knees and tilt your hips forward, relaxing your head down. We will be here for a few moments, so feel free to adjust your body so that this pose can be comfortable for you for a little bit longer. Take 3 more breaths. Slowly begin to come up. And then we're going to bend our knees and plant our feet, bring them a little closer together in front of us. You can wiggle your hips forward if you like. We're going to hinge our torso forward, bringing it between the legs. And then take our arms on the insides of the knees. And then see, this might be enough. If you want, you can wrap your arms around your legs and relax your head down for tortoise pose. I want to make sure y'all can see me from that angle. So this is what it looks like from the side. With your next inhale, you can unwind your arms and come up. We've done 2 forward folds in a row, so we will transition onto our back with a heart opener. This is where we're going to need our blanket and our cushion / bolster. So feel free to take your blanket and unroll it so you've got some padding. And we'll start off on our knees here. If this pose is already pretty challenging, or you can't bring the knees all the way down, feel free to take a blanket, roll it up, stick it behind the knees, and feel free to stay here kneeling. If you'd like to go a little bit further, then we can play with reclining hero pose, supported reclining hero pose. So we'll take our bolster cushion and bring it behind us, and then widen the feet just a little bit. And we're going to begin to walk our hands back. And then bend the elbows. We're coming back a little further here. If at any point it gets to be too much, feel free to stay or come up. If you're all right, you can come down to your bolster and relax down. You can keep your arms by your sides once you're down. You can also take your hands, bind with your ankles if you like. We are going to be here for a few more moments as well. So do make sure that your head is supported and that the back of your neck is long and not hanging off your cushion or bolster. Make sure your body is comfortable. Let's take a few more cooling sheet-belly breaths. Inhaling through that invisible straw, pursing the lips. Exhaling through the nose. One more. If you're bound with your ankles, release your hands and begin to lift up your head. Move your hands back and lift your body up, moving slowly. You can move your cushion off to the side and either keep your blanket down or you can move that off to the side as well. We're going to make our way down onto our back. So take an inhale, lengthen up through your spine, and exhale, come down. All the way down to the back, taking the knees into the chest. Feel free to take a few rounds of Apanasana, giving the lower back some love. And with your next breath, we'll move to Reclining Pigeon Pose. We're going to take the right ankle, calf, flex the foot, and then bring the ankle or calf across the left thigh. We're going to take our hands, bring them behind the left knee. And then, if it feels okay, you can pull your left leg in and press the right knee away. Take a few breaths here, adjusting to the pose, relaxing into it. Take a few more breaths on this side. And with your next exhale, release your knee, bring your left foot down. You can move the right leg off of the left and then extend the right leg up. Feel free to roll your ankle, point and flex the foot. When you're ready, switch sides. Bringing the right leg down, bringing the left calf ankle across the top of the right thigh and flexing the left foot. Pulling in the right knee as much as is comfortable. If you feel that the left hip is loosening, you feel like your body is giving you an invitation to go deeper, feel free to pull that right knee in a little bit closer. One last breath in. Take an exhale, release the right foot down, release the knee. Lift the left leg up, move the foot around. Good, bring both knees in towards your chest. We're gonna open our arms out into a T, and then bring the knees off to the right side. Grounding down through the left shoulder. Feel free to support your knees underneath the cushion or the blanket. Relax here, breathing slowly, breathing into the belly. Take an inhale. Bring your knees back up through the center. Take an exhale, reverse your twist. Knees go to the opposite side. As you take your next breath in, lift your knees back up. Rub your arms around your legs. And you can find a gentle rock back and forth. Feel free to take a pause the next time you rock back through center. And then grab your feet, pull your knees down for happy baby. Our last pose of the evening before Shavasana. Feel free to close your eyes. Feel free to begin to put yourself into that Shavasana mindset, turning your attention inwards, letting distractions melt away, allowing your eyelids to close. With your next exhale, you can release your feet. Feel free to take whatever final movements you would like before Shavasana. You can come into Shavasana on your back, like so, or feel free to sit yourself up for seated meditation, yogi's choice. Find a place where you are comfortable. And if you would like to receive Reiki energy healing during your Shavasana tonight, set the intention that you will receive it. And I will send you some while you breathe and relax in your final resting pose. Inhale, take a deep breath in. Exhale, slide it through your mouth. Let your jaw relax. Let your body relax. Let your breath be your point of focus. Breathing in mindfully. Breathing out mindfully. Slowly inhale, taking in a deep breath. Exhale slowly to release it. Inhaling again, gently waking up your body. Exhale, releasing. Finding some movements, wiggling your fingers and your toes. If you're resting on your back in Shavasana, gently make your way onto one side and then press up to a comfortable seat when you're ready. Once you're up, you can take your hands together in front of your heart, finding Anjali Mudra. And remember your intention for your practice tonight. Send your gratitude towards your intention and feel free to carry it with you off of your mat for as long as it serves you. Be sure to send yourself lots of love and lots of gratitude as you move through the rest of your day and week. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I would love to hear from you what your favorite cooling practices are for yoga in the summer. Feel free to leave me a comment below. I will see you all next time. Namaste.